Welcome to the Talkin' Balls Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Look, I didn't plan to make this video. I already dropped 2 videos today, but one of you guys sent me this breaking news. 5-star defensive lineman Kamarion Franklin has received a prediction to Tennessee from On3 national recruiting analyst Sam Spiegelman. Now, Sam Spiegelman been covering recruiting. This is his profile from On3, covering recruiting and shadowing elite recruits all over Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, and around the South since 2013. Covered LSU and Louisiana recruiting for NOLA.com. So he has put in a prediction for 5-star defensive lineman Kamarion Franklin to end up in Knoxville on Rocky Top. And look, he says Rodney Garner is at it again. I made a video just a couple of hours ago, posted that, talking about, can Tennessee have an elite level defense? And if you missed that, go back and check out that video. But the answer is yes. And I think in order to rebuild this football team, flip this roster, it all starts in the trenches. And on the defensive side of the ball, I think Rodney Garner is the best guy that you can task with that job of rebuilding this defensive line. You go back and take a look at the class of 2022, Josh Heupel's first class at Tennessee. You added Tyree West on the defensive line, James Pierce on the defensive line. Also, Joshua Josephs, a guy that we have seen make plays as a true freshman. You move into the class of 2023, headlined by Nico Iamaleava. I get it. The 5-star, the golden arm, the $8 million contracts, all that stuff. I get it. Nico's a generational type talent, but he kind of overshadowed David Hobbs, who I also mentioned earlier in the videos today. David Hobbs On3 has him as a 5-star recruit. Tennessee landed him in the class of 23. Caleb Herring, Shandavion Bradley. A lot of talent coming in on this defensive line. We move into the class of 24. I've talked about so many of the guys. This morning, I dropped a video on Dylan Stewart, On3's #1 player in the country. Does Tennessee have a shot there? They're going to swing. Can they get him in the boat? Elijah Rushing, another 5-star edge rusher. Tennessee is in the mix there. Can they get it done? A lot of people think Oregon's out front. He's a July or August commit. We'll see. Can Tennessee land some of these top guys? Williams Nwaneri, 5-star defensive lineman. And now Cam Franklin, the 5-star defensive lineman, has been predicted to Tennessee. How many of these guys can we get in the boat? We talk a lot about offense, the Ryan Wingos, the Mike Matthews, the Amari Jeffersons. A lot of talent out there that Tennessee is in the mix for, but the question is, how many can they get in the boat? We're going to get into it. We're going to talk a little bit about Kamarion Franklin, what he brings to the table, where Tennessee is at. But you guys know what to do first. Smash the thumbs up just below the video. That is quick, free, and easy. It helps the channel. I would appreciate it. Also, if you want to give a little bit more, you want to throw a tip in the tip jar, there is a button down below that says thanks. It's basically like a super chat on a video. And if you are new to the Talkin' Balls Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. Look, we're not even media. This is for the fans, by the fans. We are building a community of Tennessee fans right here on the Talkin' Balls Network. We're not talking at you. We're talking with you. Your input is what makes this channel so much fun. So we appreciate it. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live next Tuesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, playing NCAA football and talking all things Tennessee. But let's jump into it. Let's talk about Kamarion Franklin, 6'5", 265 pounds, out of Mississippi. You can see there on the screen, 247 Sports has him as a 5-star prospect. #2 ranked player out of Mississippi. He's a top 10 defensive lineman, comes in at 6th on the defensive line. And again, I just think you rebuild this defense, it all starts up front. Can you get a guy like Kamarion Franklin that I think I think Tennessee's in a great spot here. They're in a great spot with Williams Nwaneri. It's just a matter of how many of those guys can you get in the boat. Scouting report, edge defender that projects to defensive tackle. You look at the size, 6'5", 265. How much more weight can he put on? And something with these guys that Rodney Garner is tracking down, he's recruiting, he's putting on this Tennessee defensive line. A lot of them, even though they've got that size, that mass, athleticism is always a key factor in what Rodney Garner is looking for. Says he wreaks havoc on opposing offenses with his get off and brute strength. Ran an electronically timed 5.2840. 5.2840. 6'5", 265 pounds, ran a 5.2840. 25-inch vertical in the spring prior to his junior season. Two-sport athlete who also plays basketball, disruptive off the edge, and lives in the backfield. Total 11 sacks as a junior. Instinctive and heady player for a sophomore. Has some hip stiffness, but makes up for it with foot speed and play recognition. I like to hear that too. Athleticism high football IQ, sign me up. Let's get Rodney Garner working on this kid, and let's rebuild this defensive line. And again, to throw back to the video that I dropped a couple of hours ago, if you missed it, go back and watch it. This type of kid right here is how you end up with an elite defense on Rocky Top. And yes, I think it is possible. I think Tennessee can build an elite level defense even with the up-tempo, high-paced, high-octane offense that Josh Heupel runs. As far as visits, been on campus quite a bit, taking more visits to Ole Miss than anywhere else. Shouldn't be a surprise. Again, he's a Mississippi kid. Visited back in 2021. He was on campus a couple of times in 2022. Took an unofficial back on the junior day in January, came back in town on April the 15th, and he's got an official visit scheduled coming up on June the 16th. But you got to like where Tennessee is at. Felt confident about it going into this recruitment, but then again, you get the prediction coming in. Now, what does that prediction mean? Does it mean everything? I don't think it means everything. Again, what's the difference? A Steve Wiltfong spoiler alert. If Kamarion Franklin was committing tomorrow and Steve Wiltfong put in the crystal ball, then we pretty much know he's going to Tennessee. This is just a guy that covers recruiting, putting in his prediction. It impacts the On3 recruiting prediction machine. That's what kind of weights that a little bit, and they've got Tennessee at 76.8% after it updates. Talking about Tennessee, what does Franklin like about Tennessee? This is a quote that he gave on 3. Said, Coach Garner, Coach Chop, and Coach Heupel all recruit me hard at Tennessee. They have multiple coaches who recruit me almost every single day. I've visited Tennessee 4 or 5 times. It's great up there. Like Miami, the people at Tennessee are great, and my relationships there are strong. He goes on to say they had a great season last year. That showed me a lot too. And that's when we talk recruiting. When we talk some of these top-ranked players that are showing interest in Tennessee, the guys like Sammy Brown, the guys like Jaden Riddell, the guys like Mike Matthews. Now, does Tennessee, are they going to land every single one of these guys? Guys like Dylan Stewart on the defensive line? No, they're not. But they're showing interest. We're fishing from a bigger pond. I keep saying that. I know it gets repetitive. I'm beating a dead horse, but it's the fact of the matter. These kids are showing interest. Now you got to still be able to go out there and land some of these guys. Can you land a 5-star at wide receiver when you got 2 showing heavy interest? Can you land the top-ranked tight end in the country, Jaden Riddell, who is showing a ton of interest? Can you land maybe 2 of these 5-stars on the defensive line? Heaven forbid we just build an entire defensive line full of 5-stars, because I think Rodney Garner can do it. But they are taking notice. He goes on to say, Coach Hype has them going in the right direction. Tennessee always lets me know that I'm not just a want, but a need. They want to build the defensive line around me. Let's go. I'm fired up about this kid. I'm fired up about a lot of the guys that Josh Heupel and Rodney Garner, Tim Banks are all looking to put on this defense. This is coming directly from a report from Steve Wiltfong when it comes to recruiting for Tennessee. He says the intel continues to favor Tennessee for 247 Sports' #1 ranked defensive lineman, Williams Nwaneri. I've been preaching that to you guys for a couple of weeks now. Tennessee is out front. It's felt to be an Oklahoma-Tennessee showdown. We will see how it plays out. He goes on to say there's a ton of competition for Williams Nwaneri, including Oklahoma, Oregon, Georgia, and Missouri, to name a few. Says the VAWLS have gotten the Lee Summit North talent to campus a couple of times this calendar year and have thoroughly impressed. Goes on to say, in addition to Williams Nwaneri, Tennessee is in a great spot for the 247 Sports #2 edge rusher in 5-star Jordan Ross. Tennessee, so here we go. Williams Nwaneri, good spot. Jordan Ross, good spot. Kamarion Franklin, the predictions coming in. Williams Nwaneri, Elijah Rushing, Dylan Stewart. It's a who's who on a defensive line of who Tennessee is in on. Goes on to say 5-star defensive lineman Kamarion Franklin, and also the top 247 edge, Cameron Fountain, who ranks as our number 50 prospect. The VAWLS are not going to strike out from this group as they aim to add Lindstrom and in-state recruit Carson Gentle. Also, #1 edge Elijah Rushing will officially visit Knoxville in June. So the program is definitely on the short list for several championship caliber talents. So you guys, I'm telling you, what is the key to building a defense? It starts up front. And how many elite level prospects did we just rattle off there? Williams Nwaneri, Kamarion Franklin, Cam Fountain. You've also got Elijah Rushing. And then I mentioned Dylan Stewart in the video earlier this morning. Tennessee's back, and you're seeing it on the recruiting trail in the class of 24. Can Tennessee land that top 5 class. How many 5-stars do they end up with on the defensive line alone? Look, I was going to wait till tomorrow to make this video after Brad Burnett sent me that information, but I said, got to do it. We got to talk about it right now because I'm excited about recruiting. It's May, boys. It is May. We got a long way to go till football season, but I'm fired up because the way this class of 24 is playing out. You guys know the deal. Hit the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Go check out the merch, bonfire.com/store/talkingballs. Also, if you want to join the channel, you want to support financially what we are building, hit that join button down below. It's only $1 a month. You get a power T beside your name, custom Talking Balls emojis, access to fan call-in shows, watch parties, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. And also, look, 3 videos today. Go back, check them out. I would appreciate that support. Share them out, retweet them. Let somebody know about the Talking Balls Network because I say it every single video. We are building a community of Tennessee fans here. I don't think you get that anywhere else on YouTube like you do right here on the Talking Balls Network. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talking Balls Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.